This is Ahmed, a part of Kenya's heritage. He's the great elephant of Marsabit who received state protection from President Jomo Kenyatta because of his majestic tusks. The anti-poaching war in Kenya has been ongoing for decades now, and only in the past couple of years have we seen some significant gains. The challenge, however, remains real, and the challenge is stark. We could be the generation that see the extinction of rhinos and elephants. Well, we're asking the big question. Can we save our giants?
The illegal wildlife trade is estimated to be worth between 10 to 20 billion US dollars annually, and by volume is the second largest illegal trade in the world after narcotics and followed by arms and ammunition. Statistics show that Gabon, Kenya, Uganda and Botswana face high threats of poaching occasioned by human-wildlife conflict. Gabon has an estimated elephant population of 50,000. Kenya's elephant population is estimated to be at 34,000. Uganda, 8,000 elephants, and Botswana is estimated to have 200,000 elephants. However, in Kenya, poaching is down 80% for elephants and 85% for rhinos, with an estimated 88 elephants killed in Kenya in 2015. This compared to 10,000 killed over the same period in neighboring Tanzania. At current rates, the elephant species faces extinction within our lifetimes. Frontline conservationists are being injured or killed in their hundreds because proceeds from this illegal trade are being used to support criminal activity, armed conflict and terrorism. The time to act is now.
Thank you so much for joining us, and Mary, it's a pleasure to host you this evening. Kenya is going into a critical week with respect to the anti-poaching efforts globally. We're holding the Giants Club Summit here in Kenya. And of course on Saturday, we are burning ivory. Now, Make It Kenya is a part sponsor of the Giants Club Summit. Why is that?
First of all, thank you, Julie, for having us on the show. The Ministry of Tourism was actually gracious to be able to fund this particular sponsorship of the Giants Club Summit through Brand Kenya Board. And the reason why we are sponsoring this event is specifically because tourism is dependent on wildlife. And the sustainability of tourism is dependent on the sustainability of this wildlife. And that is why we would like to rally all other countries and Kenyans to come together to conserve this national heritage that we have.
The question that we're asking right now is, it's simple, it's stark. Can we be the generation to save our giants? What do you think?
I certainly believe we can be the generation. The conversation has already started. The efforts are already ongoing. It is just to be able to bring on board more people. The citizenry participation at the very grassroots level is where there needs to be a lot of work. The youth have not been so much involved in conservation efforts. How do we bring them on board? But otherwise, we have seen a lot of work being done by conservation agencies led by KWS. We have seen the private sector come on board and the government rallying other countries to be able to push changes in policies and legislature on conservation. So it is possible. Our generation is the one that really has to lead the way.
For many who might be sitting down thinking, what does it matter to me? Why should I care? What would you say?
We all have to care because wildlife conservation is important to all of us because it touches on three elements. One being the economic value that wildlife has on Kenya. From the national level, where tourism is already contributing a total of 12% per annum to the total GDP of Kenya. And then it is also our economic livelihood. About 500,000 Kenyans are employed within the tourism industry. Yeah? So that alone, from an economic perspective, is enough reason for us to care. Yeah? Because if we lose our wildlife, we lose our economic mainstay, and then we have no jobs. Yeah? So it makes it pretty obvious for every other person to see the need to participate in conservation. The second angle is the environmental angle, that wildlife are part of the ecological system. And if we have certain species being eradicated at a very fast pace, then it disturbs the natural balance. And that is how we begin to see the impact, spill over to other areas of the environment. And we wonder, why is this happening? What is this that is global warming? It is all connected, at the end of the day. And then the last angle is the social angle. Our communities, you have seen how wildlife have changed the lives of the people in Narok County, Laikipia, and so on and so forth. Communities are benefiting from this every single day. And beyond all this, when they're put together, this is our national heritage. We would not want to lose this. We would like our future generations to be able to see the work that we have done today and see the value that they also need to sustain those same animals that they will have found then into the future.
Mary, let me pose the question for the many communities who are struggling with the very real human-wildlife conflict and are saying, but hold on a minute, actually these animals are costing me a lot. I have lost a lot. Some people have even lost loved ones. How can we mitigate this conflict?
It is a huge, huge challenge, Julie, but it is a challenge that is not insurmountable. We can be able to overcome it. And this requires collaborative efforts. Government on one hand, working through KWS, the migratory corridors. How do we reclaim those migratory corridors and ensure that our wildlife are able to move freely? It is because of the expansion in population over time and then encroachment into these migratory corridors that has led to this conflict day in, day out. But beyond that, the trickle-down effect of the benefits of conservation through tourism to the communities, if they're not feeling it at that grassroots level, then they see no need to be able to conserve. So we really have to look at it from a holistic perspective, and we join hands together. But at that grassroots level, any Kenyan should be able to ask themselves, is it worthwhile to be able to kill animals? It is not worthy at all. It is only worthwhile if we're able to conserve them for the future. So really that is the message we would like to tell Kenya.
Part of the Brand Kenya effort is the Mimi ni Kenya campaign. What does Mimi ni Kenya mean, and how does that relate now to conservation? What role can people play?
Kenya ni Mimi, or Mimi ni Kenya, at the end of the day, is a campaign that we're running at Brand Kenya, and we're telling Kenyans that you have to be the Kenya that you want to see. That is the bottom line. Kenyans look at this particular country. Some see it from a very, very positive perspective, and others see it from a very negative perspective. And we would like to tell all of them that, irrespective of the positives and the negatives, it is who we are. So we can only be able to change Kenya by taking individual action. So when we see poaching is taking place, we have to ask ourselves, what are we doing as individuals to conserve wildlife, or the overall conservation efforts? Littering is one of the things that we see left, right, and center in the country. We would like to tell Kenyans that when we admire other countries and we say, Rwanda is very clean, or Singapore is very clean, or whatever other place, Switzerland is very clean, it is because the citizenry took the action in their hands and they said, I will not litter. I will not let my tap run if I'm not using it. I will recycle paper. It is those simple steps that these countries undertook, and it is the same steps we would like to urge Kenyans to undertake so that we can be able to conserve through this Kenya ni Mimi campaign.
Finally, before we come to the Q&A a little bit later, we're asking everyone to make a commitment. To make a commitment on conservation, whether it's on wildlife protection, whether it's on preservation, whether it's on forestry, cleaning up, whatever it might be. Mary, what's your personal commitment?
My personal commitment is, from the time I wake up in the morning, the amount of water I use, for showering, I get to the office, how much printing am I doing, If I am eating something in my car, can I just keep it in my car until the time I get to a place where I can be able to litter? If I buy a snack on the streets and I'm walking around, can I wait for the next litter box so that I can be able to put that in there, whatever waste I have? It is every single day. When I get back home in the evening, how do I make sure that I only have my lights on where I'm seated? I don't have to leave all the lights in every room on, and nobody's using it. We are wasting, The amount of water I use in washing my dishes, running water while you wash a plate through and through is wastage. So it is those little things, just from morning to evening, making it part of my day-to-day life. That is my pledge.
Simple things that you can do at home too. Just the first step, that's what matters. And then it becomes habit, and then we start to see the change.